Good morning, everyone. Hello and welcome back to Yarn on the Beach. This is episode 123, and we're here in Southwest Florida waiting on the sun to rise over the buildings and the trees. And this is the Gulf of Mexico behind me. Good morning, everybody. Please, if you're here, please say hello and let me know you're joining us. And if you're crafting on anything this morning, I would love to hear it. If you watch the recorded version later on today, I would also like to hear from you and to find out what you're working on. Good morning, Darlene, KB, Jenny, Beatrice, Evelyn, Grace, DJ, Deb. Thank you all for joining me. Hope you had a great weekend. Good morning, Faye, Terry, Sarah, Mary Lynn, Gail. It was brought to my attention a couple days ago that my sound might be not doing very well on my phone. Like maybe the microphone's been going kaputs on my phone. So I'm wearing a microphone this morning. So if the sound sounds better, please let me know. And if it doesn't sound any better, I would also like to hear that. Good morning from Argentina. Hi, Brenda. Sorry I missed a few names, but good morning, everyone. Good morning, Petra. Good morning, Jenny. It is better. Okay, can you still hear the water? I guess that's what's most important to me, is that you can still hear the water. Good morning, Edna. Okay, no static. Okay, can you still hear the water though? Yes, 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 yes. Okay, I see lots of yeses. Good, 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 good. Okay, so I will start bringing a microphone with me. You can't hear the water as much. That's too bad. Well, what I can do, I mean, I'm due for a new phone anyway, so when I get a new phone, hopefully the microphone will just work better on that and we won't need the microphone. But it sounds like there was way too much static on my current phone, so I guess we'll do this for now. How did the wedding go? The wedding was great. It was so beautiful. It was extremely stormy yesterday, so they ended up having a plan B for an indoor area at the venue, but it was so beautiful, so beautiful. It was like a covered pavilion that had columns on it, and we were still on the water. We had all these lanterns set up, and I went early in the day to volunteer to be, you know, just kind of the bride and the mother of the bride's assistant for the day and just do anything they needed me to do. And it was so fun because I got to feel useful. I felt a little weird going to a celebration during the week of my dad's passing and memorial, and so I felt kind of lost going into yesterday, and when I found that they could use my help, it made me feel useful, and I ended up being able to have fun and, I don't know, and help out and be caring. So it was a lot of fun. They had, let's see, I was in charge of a couple little things, and then all of you crafty people will totally appreciate this as a crafter. The wedding cake arrived wrong. And yes, there's always lots to do at a wedding, so I figured I could just pitch in. And no, it wasn't a beach wedding, but it was on the river up in Fort Myers. And absolutely beautiful, at like an old 100-year-old mansion. It was gorgeous. So the wedding cake arrived not decorated at all. It was supposed to be a naked cake, meaning no very minimal frosting, but then it was supposed to be decorated with fresh flowers, and it arrived just naked. It was awful. And so 3 tiers, but it was supposed to have a floral arrangement on the bottom tier, and so everybody was in a panic, rightfully so, and I was able to, and so I said, I went to the bride. First I went to the mother of the bride and I said, if you can convince the bride, I can make an arrangement. I will pull flowers from all the different bouquets from the table settings and get them to match the bridal ensemble, and I'll put something together. I had a picture of her Pinterest photo of what she wanted the cake to look like, and I said, I can do this. And so at first she was like, no, no, no. And eventually they said yes. So I got to go downstairs and work my magic and put the cake together, and so that was really fun to be able to do such a giant and important crafty project yesterday. So I definitely felt in my element. And they were happy. So that's ultimately what matters the most. The bride stopped crying and we saved the fiasco. So it was great. Really great. And someone asked about Marlon's tournament. Marlon did really well. As you know, he's been injured for a while, so this was his first time back to playing full strength, and he won his first match and he lost his second match, but it was a really powerful battle kind of a match, and he feels great still. He's exhausted, so he's home sleeping this morning, not at practice, but no pain. He feels great other than being tired. So definitely a super victory for Marlon this weekend. So that was good. So good weekend all the way around. Hope you all had a good weekend too. Thank you, Deb. I appreciate it. Thanks, Ruthie. Yeah, really good news. Thanks, DJ. Thanks, Cebu. Yeah, very happy for him. Hi, Edna. So I brought the shawl that I made to wear to the wedding to show you this morning. It's done now. All the ends are woven in. You can see all these beautiful little tassels. So I'll be doing a tutorial video for this in the next couple of days, and I will be sharing the pattern very soon. Now that I have a few photos. It's based on a pattern that exists on my website, but I'll have to look closely and see if it's different enough that I should make it a different name and a different pattern. So I'll definitely let you know what I'm going to do, but I love, love, love these tassels. And I think if you're going to make this shawl, you want to think about what you'll be wearing it with before you decide what color to do the tassels. Obviously, these colors are fantastic for wearing it in a summery venue, right? Very tropical, the colors that I chose. I guess I could name them for you too. We've got Calypso Lime, Tropical Hot Coral, Passionate Plum, Caribbean Turquoise, and Crushed Berries. And I happen to just love the way Be So Fine works up as a fringe. I think it's so pretty. And this is Be So Dazzling, my new sequin yarn that comes in gold and silver. This is obviously the gold. Super easy. So you're working 2 double crochets. It's a chain, the repeat is chain 19, and working 2 double crochets in the space between the 2 double crochets in the row below. Got it upside down. This might look more familiar. Can you see that? The 2 double crochets on either side of the chain 19 are worked into the space between the 2 double crochets on the row below. So the repeat is chain 19, 2 double crochet for this entire shawl. So you can imagine it's super easy to do, and actually works up really quickly too. So nice, relaxing, easy project. I see somebody else appreciates the microphone today. Good, good. What else did I bring with me? Oh, my next project that I'm going to be working on is to finish the Be So Fresh cardigan. Oh, you saw a swimmer or a dolphin? The swimmers are out. Maybe you saw the swimmers. But it could be a dolphin too. We see them all the time, don't we? Apparently there have been some shark sightings here too, so you got to keep your eyes open for the sharks. Oh, which reminds me, we've got a few exciting things coming to look forward to here at the beach now that summer's almost here. Turtle nesting season starts soon. Hi, Elisa. So we're going to start seeing where the turtles are nesting, and there'll be signs up and there'll be barricades to make sure that we don't stand on them. And then once they start hatching, they're going to want the babies to go to the water. And so all of the houses here along the beach are going to be having rules where they can't leave their lights on at night. Any light in the house has to be behind solid curtains, and it has to be really buttoned up a lot, because the only way that the baby turtles know to go to the water when they're born is by following the moonlight. Isn't that so adorable? So there will be lots of rules here on the beach for post-sunset, and when I start seeing the signs and the barricades around the nesting areas, I'll point those out to you, and that's going to be a fun thing to share. What else is coming for summer? Well, it's going to be jellyfish season, it's going to be hurricane season, rainy season, and at some point I hope that I'll be able to show you the baby shark nursery along the shoreline. That's really cool too. Got tons of flies down here this morning, but I guess it's probably because of the dead fish from red tide. It's kind of gross though. There's like tons of flies. They're not biting me though, so I guess I'll take that as a win. Oh, what I wanted to point out with this Be So Fresh cardigan that I'm working on, this is the 100% linen yarn, is that I think this would make an absolutely gorgeous market bag. And oh, Elaine has signs in her neighborhood for turtle crossings. That's cute. We'll have lots of signs up here once the turtles start nesting. We'll see a lot of them. So this is going to be an amazing cardigan, but I also wanted to point out that this particular motif is going to make an amazing market bag too. So linen is probably my favorite fiber in the world for making market bags. So once I finish this, I will be starting some bags because I want to show you how to make some really gorgeous linen bags. Gosh, that color looks pretty against this palette this morning, doesn't it? Love it. Yeah, I love the motif too. So here it is as the square. I've done the cardigans on the diagonal, so to show you the square itself, so this is the center of the square right here, and then the corners are here. So when you lift it up, you can see the corners, when joined, make another motif, kind of. Really pretty. And then turning it on the diagonal just kicks it up a notch, doesn't it? But what I'd like to do is do a simple market bag where we keep them square like that and just do 4 motifs in the front, 4 motifs in the back, and then do a gusset and a handle combined. It'll be great. Yeah, so pretty excited to start that as well. It would be pretty in multiple colors too. It does look like a sand dollar a little bit. I agree. I have another market bag that is a free pattern on my website. In fact, most of my market bag patterns on my website are done in sport weight yarn, so you could substitute Be So Fresh linen yarn for any of those anyway. So if you wanted to do a market bag now before we do this, before I make this pattern, I've got tons of patterns where you could do that right now. I've got quite a few people down here. Sandra says she's made one of my market bags for her. That's great. This is the beach to the south of us this morning. We've got quite a few people walking. And then there's the sun coming up over the buildings and the trees. And then if we go this way, past Dolly the Wonder Wagon, you can see we have a few people to the north of us as well, including the swimmers. Yes, it looks like a lot of people made the puff stitch necklace this weekend, and that's great. I call it the Chanel necklace, but it looks like a lot of people made it, and I'm very happy to see that. I think even a few people had time to make them as last-minute gifts this weekend, and that's fantastic as well. I would like to make one in worsted weight yarn, so my yarn's a tangled mess in here. Look at this. I have a knitting needle so wrapped up in this yarn I can't even pull it apart. It's going to take some serious patience to get through this. But I'd really like to make a Chanel necklace with Be So Tender organic cotton worsted weight. So it'll make the bobbles or the puff stitches bigger because it's a thicker yarn, and I think that'll be cool too. It might even be fine as a single strand necklace, or making a super long single strand necklace that you just wrap around your head a couple of times. Yeah, there's plenty of time to make it whenever you feel like it. No rush. There we go, I got it. Yeah, so this is the one that I want to, this is the yarn I want to use to make another necklace. I would like to show it in a worsted weight yarn. Oh, today I'm wearing the Blue Danube knit cardi vest as a cowl. Remember we did a whole styling segment on this recently? So I've just tied the 4 corners together on a diagonal, so it's really that cardi vest that we've talked about. See? And so you just want to fluff it around, and you could actually wear it a bunch of different ways like we've talked about before. Teresa, yes, I am wearing a microphone today. My only concern with a microphone is whether or not you can hear the water. But until I have a better, it looks like the microphone has gone out on my phone, so that's why we've had some issues with sound. So unless I upgrade my phone with a better mic, I will be using the microphone. So hopefully you can still hear the water. Yeah, Sandra says she can hear the water. Good, good, good. But I'm afraid my phone has fallen a few too many times. My screen's a little bit shattered, and apparently my mic is on the fritz now too. So anyway, just figure it out as we go along, right? And when you know better, you do better. I really love the colors this morning. Jean, yes, I did get it. I was planning on emailing you this morning. I got a gift in the mail this weekend. I got two ladies from Yarn on the Beach sent me a mug that has a picture of Curious George on it. I'm afraid I got home from the wedding very late last night and did not have a chance to bring it to show anybody, but I wanted to email you to thank you first before I announced it. So sorry about that, but I plan on emailing you both later today when I get back to my studio, and then we'll go from there, and then I'll be able to share the photo. I just think it's better to talk to someone personally first before announcing it. So it just feels a little backwards, but thank you so much. It's adorable, and I know everybody else is going to love it too. There's a picture of Curious George on there and his name, and it's a beautiful mug. Yeah, so I can show you guys that tomorrow. Sandra, that's so true. So true. When you make the time and effort to do better, you do better for everyone else as well. I totally agree. Oh, I brought a couple other things with me. Oh, I wanted to mention on, I think it might have been Saturday, I was talking about where you would use the sequin yarn if you were going to use it as an embellishment rather than using it to make a whole project like this. And so I brought this shawl to show you that you could do it, you could use it for the edging. So if you used it, like did the shawl just like this, but then carried the sequins along in the edging, that would be a fun way to use it as an accompaniment. And that's the Morgana shawl, and that's a free pattern. This uses 3 tidbits of Be So Fine yarn. Oh, this is for those of you that sew, I have some sewing projects on my website too, and this is one of my sewing patterns. This is a free download on my website. It's a lined tote bag that has a flat bottom with the gusset on the sides and also has pockets on the inside, real nice deep pockets. They go all the way down on both sides of the bag on the inside. So if anybody likes to sew and would like a new sewing pattern for a tote bag, this is a fun one. I've got quite a few tote bag patterns on our sewing patterns. It is a pretty fabric. That is also my fabric that I hand drew all the artwork for, and you can find this whole collection on my Spoonflower shop. And if you go to my website, you can find links to all of that. So Marlon's home this morning, so I need to go figure out breakfast for him when I get back. Elizabeth, you have leggings in this pattern, so do I. That's from my Redbubble shop. Yes, absolutely. Melissa did make the square bottom bag. That's great. I'm so glad to hear that. Oh, Edna, we have horrible storms here. Yes, it's definitely going to rain again. It rained, excuse me. Excuse me. It rained all weekend, and it's going to rain today too. I see other people like to sew too. That's great. Me too. Thank you all. Thank you. Yeah, well, rainy season's here too, but this isn't typical rainy season. This is just a big storm coming through. Thanks, Don, and thanks everybody for the bless you for my sneeze. I appreciate it. Brandy's enjoying the new necklace. That's great. Love I hope the water's turning, I hope the water's showing up as bright and light on camera as it is in person. It's almost glowing here in the front. It's a really light, like harbor fog kind of pale green, but bright this morning. Really beautiful. More volume issues? What kind of volume issues are you having? Grace, yes, it will be restocked. It's not in right now. Yeah, it's a pale green, but kind of bright too. Okay, other people not having volume issues. Okay, well, you know, it's hard to figure out sometimes. Sometimes it's on in an individual's end, and sometimes it's on the broadcast end. So it's hard to figure all this out. Thank you, Brenda. Thanks, Nanette. This colorway is called Blue Danube in Be So Fine Yarn. Deb has stormy weather too. It's a good day to stay home, isn't it? I've got a lot of yarn winding to do. Oh, I've been dyeing Be So Serene yarn all weekend, so I will have that back in stock very soon, and hopefully a sampler kit back in stock soon. But I did the last couple of batches of colors yesterday morning just before leaving for the wedding, and oh my gosh, for the first time ever, a dollop of dye kersplash plopped, like flew up and landed on my forehead like this, and it was a dark blue green kind of a color, but plopped like that. And I can't believe I got it off before leaving for the wedding yesterday. Can you imagine? That would have been hideous. Just hideous. So the sampler kit's going to be a little different this time for those of you who are asking about it, but I think you're going to be very pleased with my new ideas for it. So I have lots to show you, and I have another pattern I've got to whip up in order to do it. My dear friend's daughter got married, so I was there helping the mother of the bride, my close friend, and helping her daughter, and enjoying it and celebrating with everybody. It was wonderful. I couldn't believe I got the splash off. I mean, it was that big, and it couldn't have been more perfectly centered in the middle of my forehead. I don't have bangs, so there was no way I was going to cover it, but I wiped it off right away, and it ended up staining my forehead, so I ran to the bathroom and used my organic sugar scrub and scrubbed the heck out of my forehead and got it off. So it's pretty funny. It would have been something funny for someone to witness besides myself. Probably would have gotten a good laugh out of it, but thank God I managed to make it out alive. Then I found a spot here as I was getting ready for the wedding, and used my sugar scrub, and it came off really well. Jenny does goofy things too. Yeah. Oh, I totally lucked out, Sandra. I don't know how I lucked out, but I definitely lucked out on that one. Especially considering that, I mean, when my hands get stained, they stay stained for days. I still have stains from dyeing Be So Serene, from dyeing Sporty Bling Stormy Morning colorway. My cuticles are still blue from that, right there too. So I don't know how I got that off my forehead. So lucky me. Oh yeah, so this sampler kit. Got some surprises in store for you. Grace, I'm so glad you like my face cream. I love it too. Love it, love it. For anybody that has those wrinkles on their chest, I have a girlfriend that puts the face cream here on her chest, and she says it helps her a lot too. Thank you, thank you. All right, why don't we take this last minute here to soak in this magnificent view. It's different than normal today, but gosh, still so beautiful. I know I always say it, but there's no such thing as an ugly day at the beach. They're all so pretty. So let's take a last minute here and soak in this gorgeous, gorgeous view, the sounds of the waves, and set our intentions for the day. Thanks everyone so much for taking time out of your busy Monday to spend a few minutes here with me. I hope you enjoyed the sunrise, the beach, the sound of the waves, the beautiful color palette, chatting with me and everyone else here. Oh, I forgot to show you my progress on this vest. We'll save it for tomorrow. If you enjoy Yarn on the Beach podcast, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, subscribe to my channel for more videos, and click the bell to be notified when I go live so you can join in the conversation live. We're here Monday through Saturday at 7:45 a.m. Thanks everybody. Hope you have a wonderful day. Let us make time to create, share, and inspire today and every day. I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye.